My family believed my sister's lie disowned me and let me rot. Now they want me to save them from homelessness, so I let them lose everything. 10 years ago, my family died to me. Not in a car crash or a hospital bed, but in a living room filled with the scent of my mother's lavender candles and the sound of my sister's manufactured sobs. My sister Maya was the golden child. I was the difficult one because I worked 2 jobs and didn't have time for family dinners. One night, Maya claimed I had stolen her college savings, nearly $20,000, and pushed her down the stairs when she caught me. I never touched her. I never saw that money. But Maya had the bruises she'd given herself and a tear-stained face that convinced my parents instantly. My father didn't even ask for my side. He just pointed at the door. "You're a thief and a coward," he told me, his voice shaking with a disgust that burned deeper than any physical blow. "Don't come back," my mother whispered, looking at me like I was a monster. I left with a backpack and $40 in my pocket. I slept in my car for 3 months. I worked until my hands bled and my mind went numb. I didn't reach out. I didn't beg. I just disappeared into the grind. Fast forward a decade. I'm 32 now. Through a mix of luck, absolute ruthlessness, and zero social life, I built a niche logistics firm that took off during the supply chain crisis. I'm not rich in the celebrity sense, but I'm wealthy enough that I never have to look at a price tag again. I live in a high-rise penthouse with floor-to-ceiling glass. It's quiet. It's cold. It's exactly how I like it. 3 weeks ago, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. I usually ignore them, but something told me to pick up. "Leo?" It was my mother. Her voice was thin, brittle, like old paper. "Who is this?" I asked, my voice as flat as a dial tone. "It's Mom, please, don't hang up." She started talking, the words tumbling out in a desperate rush. Turns out the golden child wasn't so golden. Maya had developed a gambling addiction and a taste for bad investments. She hadn't just spent her stolen college fund back then. She'd been the one who sent it all along and blamed me to cover her tracks. Over the last decade, she drained my parents' retirement. She'd taken out second and third mortgages on their house in their names. Now the bank was foreclosing. They had 14 days. "We're so sorry, Leo," she sobbed. "We found out the truth last year. Maya confessed when the money ran out. We've been looking for you." I sat in my leather chair looking out at the city lights. I felt nothing. No anger. No vindication. Just a cold, hard clarity. "What do you want?" I asked. "We have nowhere to go. The bank. They're taking everything. We heard you're doing well. Please, son. We're going to be on the street." I stayed silent for a long minute. "Come to my office tomorrow," I said. "We'll talk." The next day, they walked into my glass-walled boardroom. They looked ancient. My father's suit was oversized, and my mother looked like she hadn't slept in a year. Maya was there too, hiding behind them, looking small. "Leo," my father said, reaching out a hand. Thank God, I didn't take his hand. I slid a folder across the table. "I've had my lawyers look into the property," I said. "The debt is $450,000. It's a lot of money." "We'll pay you back," Maya chimed in, her voice trembling. "I'll work. I'll do anything." I looked her dead in the eyes. "You've done enough, Maya." I turned back to my parents. "I bought the debt from the bank this morning. I own the mortgage now." My mother burst into tears of relief. "Oh, thank you, Leo. Thank you for saving us." "I didn't say I saved you," I said softly. The room went dead silent. "I bought the debt so I could be the one to sign the eviction notice," I continued, leaning forward. My father's face went pale. "What? Leo, you can't be serious. We're your family." "You were a jury," I corrected him. "You judged me, sentenced me, and threw me out to rot without a single shred of evidence. You chose her lie over my life." "We made a mistake!" my mother wailed. "A 10-year mistake," I said. "I spent nights freezing in a 2005 Honda because of that mistake. I missed my 20s because I was trying not to starve." I stood up and straightened my tie. "The eviction stands. You have 48 hours to vacate. I've already contacted a local shelter. They have 3 beds available if you hurry." "You're a monster," Maya hissed, the old venom returning to her face. I smiled. It was the first time I'd smiled since they entered the room. "I'm exactly what you raised me to be," I said. "Self-reliant, cold, and finished with you." I signaled my assistant to show them out. As they were escorted through the lobby, crying and shouting, I went back to my desk. I watched through the window as they stood on the sidewalk, clutching their bags, realizing for the first time that the world didn't owe them a second chance. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel sad. I just felt the weight of 10 years finally lifting off my shoulders. I'm not a savior. I'm just the guy who finally balanced the books.